Are you an old comer or newcomer?
Well, that plays into my new research,
Yes.
which is actually looking at how persons of Caribbean extraction who are actually Dutch or French or British citizens, how they look at the contestations of citizenship. And if you take into account that the Netherlands has been multicultural long before the persons of various other countries came, because of course the Netherlands has been a kingdom, and in that kingdom you had a Caribbean part and you have a part in Europe proper. So which means that it is not so that we can say that, well, it's only now that persons who have a dark complexion are Dutch citizens.
Yeah.
Persons who have a dark complexion have been Dutch citizens from the get-go. So when we have a lot of politicians nowadays that are talking about European civilization, we should say no, we are talking about a universal civilization that was built out of the encounter of people and the struggles of persons.
Yes.
I've often said that in order for you to defend the freedom of expression, you should recognize that that freedom of expression was born by persons who were enslaved fighting for their voice. That is where one of the birthplaces of the freedom of expression. The freedom to say what you want, the freedom to be free.
Right.
These things are not European vis-a-vis some other civilization. They are parts of our universal civilization that we have been building together.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Wow.
I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so speaking of building a new society, what do you think needs to change or get better in the context of a multiculturally diverse society? What, in your opinion, what should get better in our common life together as a community, as a society?
I think there should be much more honest dialogue. Equal dialogue and conversations between various peoples that are living here. And I think that conversations have to take place internally, but they have to take place across the borders. Internally, I mean you have oftentimes generational struggles between, let's say, parents and their children. I think that it is important for this conversation to take place in which you mutually teach each other. So there has to be mutual respect between parents and their children. I think it's important to strengthen parenting, to teach parents how to parent in this new society that is changing with all the technologies and all the things. Oftentimes parents do not have all the equipment. It's important to teach them that. But I think across the line also it's important for us to say that what we need now in this society is to have a representation of the way society looks in all the sectors of society. So which means we should have people of various extractions working in the various levels of society. Then you have a fair representation of what is going on, and then you recognize that the other person has knowledge as well that can bring to a situation in which we're all changing, we're all transforming, so we need each other.
Absolutely, very well said. Well, there's one more question, although I have to skip one or two. How do you see the impact of immigration or migration on the demography and the economic future of the Netherlands? The impact of migration on the demography as well as the economic future of the Netherlands.
Well, there's two things to notice therein. Of course, in the larger cities like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Utrecht, and so forth, you see that because of a lot of immigration, these cities are transforming themselves drastically, and it's going to create a new cultural mix. A new Creole culture is already being born in Amsterdam. The way how people in Amsterdam speak is not the way people spoke in Amsterdam in the 1950s. A lot of words from persons of Surinamese, persons of Moroccan, etc. extraction, they have enriched the language, they've enriched the rhythm of the language, they've enriched the way we deal with one another. That is important to be said. Of course, we can't say Amsterdam was not multicultural. I mean, there's been work done which shows that in the 16th century, Amsterdam actually was demographically more mixed than now. Of course, it was a different mix, but it was more mixed than now. If people recognize that migration, as you said in the beginning, is something that has been there from the get-go, then we can't speak about homogeneous cultures now becoming heterogeneous. No, there was all the heterogeneity and now a new heterogeneity
That is coming in
born.
place.
So it's always mixed from the beginning, and it will be mixed up in the end as well.
Wow, I love it. Listen, you're going to come back because we haven't really gone far. I love this topic and we're going to get back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Our time is up. Unfortunately, we have to sign off and get ready for the next program. And we hope you've enjoyed the questions, but we missed this show. We missed your questions, by the way. Dr. Francis is going to come back. We're going to make a new appointment and we're going to look into this more deep, and hopefully we'll have more time.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Francis, for making time to be here, and we have loved this experience with you.
Thank you.
We do hope you come back soon.